traditional wedding. Ẹ̀kún lóríṣiríṣi mẹ́rin kì í ṣàgbé. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Ṣé ti gbọ́? Ètò lifestyle traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sán traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fúnni lóye. Let's talk traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Ètò wa, ètò yìí, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Bùnmi the Royals. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ṣe wà lórí ètò yìí kó tó di pé aṣọ òkun. Ẹ yẹ ká jíjọ gbé bàfọ̀bà kọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba àná, ọba ìní, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése. Ọba tó ní pa tí ò pa ni tó ṣe ló ń pa nínú. Ọba ńlá, ọba tí ń gbàdọ̀bálẹ̀ ọba. Aṣèyí òwú, ọba tá à ń pè ní kábíyọ̀sí, ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, alágbádá iná, oníbùgbé ògo. Àforúkọ mímọ́ yín àgbéga nírọ̀lẹ́ yìí. A dúpẹ́ nítorí pé nígbà tí à ń lọ lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá dágbére, a ní à ń lọ kábọ̀. Ẹ̀yin Ọlọ́run alààyè nìkan lẹ fàṣẹ sí wípé a tún ṣe é ṣe fún wa lénìí láti tún dé láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà, àti wípé gbogbo àwọn ojú tó ń wò mí yìí pé màá tún bá wọn láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà. Olúwa, àwọn òrùn fáyọ̀ bí òṣọpẹ́ kì í ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe. Adúpẹ́, àyìn lógo, agbórúkọ mímọ́ yín ga. Ẹ ṣeun nítorí pé ẹ wà, àánú yín dúró títí láéláé. Lord, we give you praise, we give you honor. It's not by power, neither is it by might. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ òjò ló ti rọ̀, tílẹ̀ ti fi mu. Àwọn tó mọ̀ ṣe jù wá lọ, àwọn tó mọ̀ àdúrà gbà jù wá lọ, àwọn tó mọ̀ gbogbo ṣe jù wá lọ. Ó wu ẹ̀yin Ọlọ́run nínú ọlá ńlá yín, òun lè dá wa sí. Àdúpẹ́ dúpẹ́ Olúwa pípẹ́ kẹgbà yín wa. Mo tún fẹ́ fàsìkò yìí náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí. Pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, iléeṣẹ́ tó gbangba sí ìwé níbi tí wọ́n ti ń taṣọ ìyàwó ti yá ìyàwó tó mọ ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ní ti ọkọ ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ni. Àbáṣọ ẹbí lẹ́yìn tí ẹ fẹ́ ṣayẹyẹ ní ẹ̀kan sí iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces. Wọ́n tún ní ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ wọn kan tí wọ́n ń pè ní Ready to Wear by Chorus Jewels and Laces. Iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, ẹ ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná, ọwọ́ yín á máa ròkè. Mo tún fàsìkò yìí náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Lizelle Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas. Ẹ ṣeun, ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà. Iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine, níbi tí wọ́n ti ń gbé ayẹyẹ wa sórí ẹ̀rọ magazine. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣayẹyẹ, tẹ́ fẹ́ kó wà lórí magazine, ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ Celebration International Magazine. Wọ́n bá yín gbé ayẹyẹ yín sórí ẹ̀rọ magazine. Tẹ́ bá jẹ́ pé ẹ fẹ́ polówó ọjà ni, ẹ kàn sí wọn. Mo tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global tí wọ́n fi kalẹ̀ sílùú Ṣàgámù ní Ogun State ní Rẹ́mọ. Bóyá ẹ fẹ́ kọ́lé ní abẹ́ fẹ́ ralẹ̀ ni, abẹ́ tí ẹ fẹ́ ṣe block, wọ́n ṣe block nílé iṣẹ́ wọn. Ohunkóhun tó bá fẹ́ ṣe ní pààrọ̀ ilé kíkọ́ àbí ilẹ̀ rírà ní agbègbè Ṣàgámù àti Rẹ́mọ, ẹ kàn sí wọn. Wọ́n bá yín ṣe tó yẹ pé ọkàn yín á balẹ̀. Ẹ ṣeun iléeṣẹ́ First Rate Global. Mo tún dúpẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn pàtàkì tí Ọlọ́run fi jí ń kí mi lórí ètò yìí, tí wọ́n ti ń kí mi, tí wọ́n ti ń gbóríyìn fún wa. Àwọn kan ní Olótù is looking skenge, èèyàn kan ní season great, ẹ ṣeun ìyàwó bàbá. Alájà Sùnbọ̀, ẹ ṣeun. Ọlọ́ládé Àjàlá, ẹ mà ṣeun. Ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ bá wa dá sétò. Jehovah, thank you so much for joining. Tóyìn Àṣàmú, thank you so much. Àti gbogbo àwọn tí mi ò ní àǹfààní láti dárúkọ wọn ní àsìkò yìí nítorí àkókò. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, Olúwabùnmi lèmi ń jẹ́ aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Bùnmi the Royals, alága ìdúró, alága ìjókòó, MC event planner, gèlè artist, makeup artist with godly swagger. Kí la tún ti gbé wá nírọ̀lẹ́ yẹn èèyàn wa. Nítorí pé a ti fi àkókò díẹ̀ ṣòfò kó tó di pé a wọlé, a máa lọ straight tí olóyìnbó ń pè ní go straight to our topic of today. nítorí pé àkókò díẹ̀ ti fi ṣòfò tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn lásìkò tẹ́ a wọlé ni a sì ní àǹfààní láti fi orin gbé àkórí ètò wa wọlé nítorí pé a ò ní àkókò púpọ̀. A máa lọ sí orí àkórí ètò wa tààrà láì fi àkókò ṣòfò. Kí la gbé wá sórí ètò lónìí tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn tí wọ́n ti ń worí ìwé pélébé tá a máa fi ránṣẹ́ àti rí. What we are talking about tonight is something that is very, very important. And also, I want to use this opportunity to crave the indulgence of our viewers tonight, especially those who actually love this show because of the fact that it's coming in our indigenous language. Tonight, we're going to be speaking a lot of English because the topic we are treating tonight is universal. The topic we are treating tonight is not strictly for Yorubas or for Nigerians alone. The topic we are treating tonight, it goes cut across race, cut across culture, cut across tradition, cut across age and gender. And the topic we are talking about tonight is whether couples should investigate to get some medical facts about each other before getting married. Ṣó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ kí lọ́kọláya máa ṣe òfin tó tó àbí kó máa ṣe ìwádìí nípa àwọn nǹkan kan tó ní ṣe nípa ìlera wọn kó tó di pé wọ́n ṣe ìgbéyàwó. Should couples go ahead and get some investigate themselves or get some medical facts about each other before getting married? Now, my question, as I always say, is necessary? Is this something that is necessary? I'm about to get married. Am I supposed to now be investigating about my spouse? Okay, until mo fẹ́ fẹ́ yìí o, mo fẹ́ wádìí nípa ẹ̀ o, ẹ ká jọ lọ sọ́dọ̀ dókítà, or should we just believe that at least love covers everything? Why should I be investigating this person if I trust them anyway? So should I investigate my spouse or intending husband or my would-be husband or my groom to be, or I don't even know what name to call it, fiance? Should we do some medical investigation before we go to the altar to say I do? This is the question we are asking tonight. Ṣó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ká máa ṣòfin tó tó ká máa wádìí wípé mo fẹ́ mọ àwọn kankan nípa ẹni tí mo fẹ́ fẹ́ yìí, nípa ìlera ẹni tí mo fẹ́ fẹ́. Please remember that you can share this show. Ẹ má gbàgbé oore kan tí mo máa ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún ní gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀, especially this particular episode. Please help me to share it. It's very important. And if you know people that will normally be on this show and they're not here tonight, please kindly remind them. Arábìnrin Tóyìn Àṣàmú Ẹṣẹ wọ́n tẹ̀ tí ń bá wa dá sí tòye already. She said, knowledge is power. If you have knowledge, you can make informed decision. I love the way you qualify that by saying informed decision. And Arábìnrin Wande Ọlájídé, thank you for joining us. Wọ́n ní Akúlé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Thank you so much for joining us. So for those of you that are just joining, again, I'm going to repeat the topic of tonight. What we are talking about tonight, I'm throwing the question open. Is it necessary for intending couples to carry out some medical investigations about each other before getting married? Or should we just say, kí ló tún kù lẹ́yìn tí tá ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa, pàápàá jùlọ àwa tá jẹ́ lẹ́sìn, a dẹ̀ ti gbàdúrà Ọlọ́run sọ pé go ahead. Why do I need to to start finding out about? Is that not looking like lack of trust? I don't know if we understand what I'm saying. Please, even if you cannot call tonight, which I will appreciate if you can make a call, please, my line is open. +44 7828 500938. +44 7828 500938. If you're calling from the UK, you don't need to add +44. Just dial straight. Just dial 07828 500938. But if you're calling from outside the UK, remember that you can call us on +44 7828 500938. Thank you so much, Ma, for joining us. Mama Yodile Oguns. Please remember you can share this show, especially this particular topic. Very, very important. The question I have thrown open is, will it not look like lack of trust if I start investigating my would-be husband or wife concerning their medical medical state? Do we need to actually investigate each other where there is love? Actually, they say love prevails. Where there is love, do we really need to investigate each other? And also, if we don't happen to, we decide that, both of us, we both mutually agree that we are going to investigate each other medically, should we do it with or without each other's consent? I don't even know how that is possible. Whether it's possible to do it with each other's consent or it's possible to do it without each other's consent. Ṣé dandan ni ipe kí a máa ṣèwádìí ká máa ṣe òfin tó tó pé ẹni yìí o mo fẹ́ mọ bó ṣe rí àti pé tí a bá tẹ̀ wá ṣòfin tó tó yìí àwọn ìwọ̀n wo ni ó yẹ ká ṣèwádìí nípa. What are the things that we need to investigate? Thank you, ma'am. Ìyàwó bàbá, thank you. She's put the number on. Let me ping the number. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ pè mí sórí ètò yìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Tí ó bá wá tẹ̀ wá jẹ́ pé àwa tiẹ̀ wá pinnu pé okay o mo máa wádìí mo fẹ́ wádìí nípa ẹni yìí nípa state of health ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí olóyìnbó ṣe máa ń sọ. Irú àwọn nǹkan wo ni mo máa ṣèwádìí? What are the things that I need to investigate about my spouse to be or my husband to be? What are the things I need to? Eka sọ̀rọ̀. Arábìnrin wa Ndé Ọlájídé wọ́n ní it is wise and profitable to investigate each other thoroughly. Thank you, ma. Okay, I have said that we need to find out some medical facts. Àti fìgbà kan gbé ètò yìí wá rí nígbà kan, but by popular demand I've brought it again and I've brought a different doctor to talk about it tonight, but it will be nice. It's Trophy of Grace. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀rọ YouTube wọ́n ní blood type. So if I want to get married to somebody, I'm a Christian or I'm a Muslim and I know God, do I really need to be checking blood type? You know, can't I use my faith? You know, if the couple are both medically fit, like knowing their genotype, well, that's another thing. Somebody said blood type, somebody said genotype. Thank you so much. It's Trophy of Grace. Eshe, Lori YouTube, one blood group. Blood type, blood group. Okay, medical conditions. Okay o. Irú àwọn medical conditions wo lẹ kéèyàn wádìí. Rántí pé ìbéèrè mẹ́ta láti béèrè lálẹ́ yìí. A ti béèrè ṣé dandan ni. And a ti fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé it is so important that we should do it. Ìyàwó bàbá wọ́n ní it is very important to find out about each other's state of health. The genotype is very important as you shouldn't go with AS, shouldn't go with AS. Okay. Toyin Ashamu says only religion is a no. It shouldn't be an excuse for not carrying out the investigation. Please, my line is still open. +447828500938. Thank you to those that are mentioning that I know some people are busy and where you are, you don't have the opportunity to call or to call. I understand the fact that this show is on a Tuesday, which happens to be a work day, and I quite appreciate that. But if you have the opportunity to call, please remember that you can call me on +447828500938. We shouldn't hide under religion. Really? You mean we cannot exercise faith? I mean, faith should be able to work, I think. But Yahoo Baba said this is not about culture or religion. Thank you, ma. Wandolaji said, let us not hide under religion at all. Okay. And I was asking earlier about what are the things that we need to find out about each other. Somebody said blood type, somebody said genotype, somebody said blood group, somebody said medical conditions. Wow. It's Trophy of Grace on YouTube. One, heart, kidney, liver issues. Really? Wow. And now I was going to ask a question again. If I'm already aware of those conditions, should I wait until my spouse find out by herself or himself, or should I just, naturally just let the person know? Tonya Shamu says hereditary that run in families like mental health. Wow, jeez, hereditary condition that run in family like mental health. Oh, the Lord help us. So. Okay, I'm gonna bring my guest in on time tonight because we actually do have a lot to talk about. Thank you for joining Timmy Foods. Now, for those of you that are just joining tonight, whether you're joining me on Facebook, on Instagram, or YouTube, we are talking about is it necessary? We're asking a question: is it necessary for intending couples to carry out some medical investigations about themselves before marriage? And then also, if we have faith, why do we have to start going about investigating about ourselves? àlejò mi wọlé. It's Trophy of Grace. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. People have been answering the question. The first question that was thrown, people said is a no. We must find out. We must investigate. And then the second one says, what are the things that we need to know? People said we should find out about blood type, blood group. Somebody said some health conditions, and somebody mentioned whether person have some diseases. If one day I thought they said love conquer all. They said love doesn't conquer all. Okay, doctor, if you can hear me, can you please send me a friend request? If you look on your screen, you will see like a human head somewhere, or please, or something like that. You can look for where to send a friend request, and please send me a friend request. Let me bring in my guest, ladies and gentlemen. It's so important. Let me bring in my guest. I'll be waiting for my guest to send in the friend request. I mean, the request to be in the show. He's quite new to Instagram. He actually, doctors are always very busy. So he actually went to open Instagram for the purpose of this show. So people, please bear with me. Give my guests a bit of time for him to figure out how he's going to send me a friend request to join this show. So doctor, if you can hear me, kindly send me a request to be in the show. Show that is on Instagram. There is a button towards your right, I guess. I saw him online earlier. His Trophy of Grace says hereditary diseases. I want to read that too. I really want to read what she said. It is ideal to say from the onset. Don't leave until last minute. Oh, she even put oh. Okay, the fabulous. Thank you so much for joining, sis. Okay, what his Trophy of Grace is saying here is the fact that when I was asking earlier, do we need to actually wait until the person find out, or we need to tell the person right from the onset? I think that was what his Trophy of Grace was responding to, saying don't leave it till the last minute. Say it as soon as possible. Don't let the person have gone deep before you now tell them. Not just telling them, tell them on time. Thank you, Yahoo Baba. Let me see what this person said. Has Together event says, for couples who are both AS, the danger is more about the producing children with sickle cell disease, which is lifelong. Okay, let me see if I can bring it. Oh, thank God. Doctor managed to figure it out too. Hey. Okay, now. Hey. Let me bring in my guest, people. Let me bring in my guest. I've accepted, though. I hope it goes through. I hope it goes through. I think you are in, but we haven't seen your face, doctor. We haven't seen your face. Please, let's give him time. He's trying to figure it out. Hey, here come my guest, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! Let's appreciate Doctor, because this is his first time on Instagram. He actually went to download this just because of this show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, we have a tradition here of trying to bring in our guests with music. Please bear with me. And it's not going to exempt you. We're going to bring you in with special music. So please bear with us. God bless you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here comes Dr. Famodini. Hey, can you hear my music? Can you hear my music? Okay now. Hey. Hey. Àwọn dọ́kítọ̀ ń dó gìràgìrà díẹ̀ ló bá dé. Jésù ló ṣe tó. Jésù ló ṣe tó. Give them. God bless you, doctor. So, my YouTube people, give some appreciation to my guests. Yes, so. Yes. Yes, ó ti sú dókítà wọn ṣe tó tó yẹ bá mi ṣá dókítà látẹ̀wọ́ wọn kọ pé kí ló tó yìí gan-an ṣàkọ́kọ́ jójójójójó ká tó bọ́ sórí ètò mà ga o. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes my guest. Please help me appreciate him on Facebook, on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, you'll be hearing him loud and clear. But if you want to see his handsome face, you need to run to Instagram. That's where he can see his face. And if you want to see him also, if you're on YouTube, you need to run to Instagram. Thanks so much, Doctor, for coming. In fact, people are saying welcome to you on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. People are welcoming you. People are dancing along, and they are really, really appreciating you. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very, very, very busy schedule to come on this show. Ekabo. Àlàáfíà la wà ẹ ṣeun. Ó dà kó tó di pé ká má bàa bòpò lọ́lé olóró nítorí time ti lọ. And a lot of people know that this show is usually in Yoruba. But for the purpose of today's topic, I'm also Oyibo tó pọ̀ gan ni, because it's a universal topic and we want everybody to partake and enjoy the benefits of this topic tonight. So, Doctor, please, can you kindly introduce yourself to our viewers?
Olùkóso ẹni tí ẹ má bínú sí mi Yorùbá mi ó lè má dán mọ́rọ̀ dáadáa àmọ́ màá gbìyànjú. Bí mi Ìbàdàn ni mo ti lọ ilé-ìwé, so mo gbọ́dọ̀ represent.
Yes, sir.
Mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́, I call her Sister Bumi because she is a sister to me and we've known each other now for over 20 years. Thank you all for having me here. My name is Orúkọ by the grace of God, I am a family physician and I'm a general practitioner. I am happily married to the glory of God and I have 2 children and they're all doing well. Like I said, I went to University of Ibadan, Nimoti Kokoko, Iwe Medicine. And even Nimoti Bade, Sister Bumi, because she's also a proud alumnus of the University of Ibadan.
Yes, sir. Dókítà wa ni wọ́n ti gbórí wọlé tẹ̀tìrí wọn tí wọ́n ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Mo máa try láti máa túṣùdé tàlẹ̀ kòkò lẹ́ni. I'm going to be a good girl on this show tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. He has told us who he is tonight, but I've got a very short bio about him that I'm going to read to us. Dr. Famodimu, actually, as I rightly said, he graduated from the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan. That was in 2005 back then. After NYSC, he went on to England for specialty training in the United Kingdom, where he earned the membership of the Royal College of Medical Practitioners of England. That's not an easy thing to attain. So we appreciate it, Doctor. And following this, he was also admitted to College of Family Physicians of Canada as a fully qualified family physician. He's happily married with 2 children by the grace of God. And when I'm talking about someone who knows exactly what he's saying. Wọ́n ti pẹ́ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ yìí náà díẹ̀. Wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà, wọ́n tún ti ṣiṣẹ́ ní ìlú bíbá ìtawà wà ní UK bíbá. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí, ìlú Canada náà wà. Ìlú Canada ni wọ́n fi kalẹ̀ sí tí wọ́n ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí family doctor. Once again, welcome to the show, Dr. Gbega Famodimu. We really appreciate. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And of course, we are proud UIs, greatest UIs, greatest Bobo Baba. We don't want to go into that, but we know that in Nigeria there's only 2 universities, University of Ibadan and others. Please, people, don't log off. Don't log off, or they're going to leave me alone here. Thanks, doctor. Nice to have you on the show. God bless you. People are appreciating you. Yeah, àwọn èèyàn kí yín lọ́tún lósì, wọ́n ń gbóríyìn fún yín, wọ́n ń gbé kárí fún yín, thumbs up. Àwọn tó jẹ́ tíá náà ti ń dá wọ́n ní great o. Àti gbàtà láyé ti dáyé, kò sọ́mọ UI tó ṣorí burúkú. All right, don't let us go there. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Dr. Gbega. Sister Kemi. This is Dr. Gbega, and of course, we know that he's a very good candidate, or the right candidate to have on this show, because he's definitely a very qualified medical doctor, finished from one of the most prestigious University of Ibadan. I could see someone also here saying, yes, so great. So, and of course, he didn't just stop there. He took it upon himself to also, like you said, is a fellow of the Royal College of
General practitioners.
It's not an easy thing to answer. And at the moment, he's practicing in Canada. Doctor, we are talking about something before you came in. This topic has come up before, and I'm very pleased that the doctor that we invited at that time is also online as we speak. We've talked about this before, about medical facts that couples should know before getting married. Now, let's first of all ask the question. I asked the question before you came in. Is it even necessary for me to carry out an investigation medically about the person I'm about to settle down with when there is love?
Thank you for that question. It's pertinent, especially in these days of information technology, and there's an outburst of information everywhere. I think it's important because of the implications and the consequences of marriage. I'm happily married. I know Stabum is happily married. Many of us who are happily married, and we can testify that our lives have been affected or have been heavily weighted upon our marriage choices and where it has taken us since then. So, I would not want to use the word investigating, but being, how do I put it, being open to one another regarding our health status. It is important because it goes a long way, about our marriage and about our future lives.
Okay, thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. A lot of people are glued to they're interested, they're engrossed with the conversation, and then sometimes we get carried away. We don't even remember to Bukilisha. Yes, she said she's happily married to, yes, by the grace of God. Hey, Aria Suzitia, thank you for coming, sis. So tonight, I know that we are very engrossed with this conversation. Please, let's make sure that we leave what's it called? Let's leave our comments so that I will know that we are being carried along. Now, doctor said the word investigation may not be necessary, but we should naturally be open to each other.
Yes.
Without necessary.
Yes.
Now, talking about that, it is what I'm aware of that I will be able to inform my spouse about. How about when I'm not aware of it? Because I know that nowadays in some churches or some religion bodies, whether churches or mosque or wherever, they now insist that the couple should carry out some medical tests or what have you. So that's why I was using the word investigation. So if I'm not aware of it, there's no way I'm going to be able to tell my spouse, whatever. So should we wait until it's nearly time to get married to carry out some medical investigation about ourselves so that we could share with our spouse? Or is it something that we should just do naturally?
Thank you very much for that question. And I like the way you phrased the last part of that sentence. You said we should carry out medical investigation about ourselves. If we investigate ourselves, now you're not under any pressure as against investigating your spouse, which may not be taken, we may be taken with a grain of salt, so to speak. So if you know about yourself and then you divulge or you are open to your partner or your spouse, then it's great. Back to your question. Knowledge is power again, like I say, and the earlier you know something, the better. You would have heard all sorts of stories. Oh, this person suddenly died, and he did a coup. They will say it is the enemies in the village. It's not so. Forget it. The enemies in the village are probably busy trying to secure their own lives too. They don't have your time. Okay? So it is important. We don't need to wait. None of us is getting any younger, no matter how young we are today. We're not getting. I see Sister Bumi. She seems to be getting younger because she's looking more radiant now than she looked when she was in university.
Yeah.
Her husband is doing a fantastic job. I think I need to borrow some cues from him because he's doing great.
Yes.
So we should not wait. We should until we should have a habit of annual health checkups.
Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of us picked that up because I realize that a lot of times, especially nowadays, they even make it like a mandatory thing to do in churches for people to carry out some medical checks just because they're about to get married, And now, doctor has just said it. Please, it has been said. We don't have to wait. Especially the young ones. If you have young ones, we don't have to wait until it's time. They will not suddenly say, "Oh, my pastor said I should." Some people even take offense that they ask them to go and check themselves. Some people they take offense in that. May the Lord help us. Let us always learn the habit of checking ourselves from time to time, because if whatever disease or whatever it is found out early, it can be attended to. Now, let's not deviate from today's thing. Thank you so much, doctor. Now, let me ask this. We'll be talking about medical checks, especially towards marriage. So, I want us to take it one after the other. In order of priority, what are the things that we need to find out about each other just before we go to the altar to say, I do?
All right. Thank you for that question. I know. Oh, come on. Oh, let's check. Is this actually for ladies? Unfortunately or fortunately, they are the ones that tend to get the short end of the stick. That it is the ladies that we investigate. The men, did they drop from heaven? They are not immortal, so they are human beings, just like the ladies as well. So they should get tested. I would like to divide it into two groups: general checks and checks that are geared towards maybe gynecological health. When I say gynecological, I mean female issues, fertility, fibroid, and so on and so forth. If I would extend and go further, under general health checks, like I said, we're not getting any younger because anybody don't minus the age, and it is an established medical fact that once we hit the age of 40, increased risk of certain conditions. 1, high blood pressure. 2, diabetes, ito sugar. High blood pressure is ejeriru, ito sugar. Those are the two common ones for black people. And I mean black, whether you're from Brazil or from Africa or you're from wherever, or the Caribbeans. And these two things are so important because there's no organ in the body they don't affect. From your brain to your eyes, to your heart, to your liver, to your kidney. Important. So I would want us to dissuade us from focusing on does this woman have fibroid? Does she need pelvic inflammatory disease? There are other things that rob. I have patients whose marriages have been aborted early in life from stroke.
For those things.
Sudden unexplained death and so on. So let us get the whole picture, not just one side.
Thank you, doctor. God bless you. I'm trying to read comments because a lot of people are actually putting comments on, and I don't like ignoring when people are, they're taking part. There's a sister here, she says, my sister was asked, and her fiance was asked by their pastor to do checkup, and they ended up separating few weeks to their wedding. Wow. Was that due to what they found out? You see?
Yeah, what happened?
Was that due to what they find out, ma? And his Trophy of Grace says, I like this. Men are not immortal. Both are to get tested. Yes. Because a lot of time we focus on the women more. Like, we almost make it look like it is men are immune, or so to speak. So I think that's what that person is trying to tell us, that we shouldn't only focus on the woman, we should focus on both on the man and the woman. Now look at what that sister just said, that somebody got tested, they are both AS genotype.
AS genotype.
You see, I think that brings us back to your point earlier, sir, doctor, when you said we shouldn't wait till too late.
Yes.
We should know
when we're just about to marry. Yeah.
So we shouldn't wait until we are near the age of marriage before we start carrying out some investigations, medical investigations about ourselves. Imagine if that person had known from the onset, they won't go deep to the point that it will get few weeks to their wedding. Now they have to separate. It's so important that we need to encourage our young ones. And I think one of the first few questions that couples should ask themselves, sir. So what are the few
What's
questions?
your genotype? What is your genotype?
Doctor, emphasis there. Okay. So before I fall in love, I should first of all ask.
Fall in love with the person's genotype first.
Okay. Is there any particular reason why? Because I notice a lot of people are focusing on this blood type, blood group thing. Is there any particular reason why that is the main focus on, or the first thing that we need to check? Why is it? Why is everybody hammering on that particular one?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Again, it goes to the foundation. I'm a Christian, so I have the Christian experience. And I know I have colleagues and friends who are Muslims, and I'd like to hear their own take on this as well. But in the Bible, it's expressly stated, IGBEYAWO fún nǹkan méjì ni, primarily. Number one, for companionship. But your genotype affects the second. Now, the way God, when they become intimate, God has given us the ability, the power to create and make children. They will inherit traits, characteristics, some from the father, some from the mother. Body type, so these are some of the traits that we inherit from our parents. Also, we inherit our blood group. Now, if you look at it, somebody who is AS, let's just go cut to the meat of the matter. AS meji. The chances we pay ni blood type to give a problem is 25%. Now, that does not mean that if they have 4 children, only one will be AS. No. The chance per pregnancy is 25%. I know of families by AS. All the children they have are AA. And I know of families, they are both AS. All the children they have are SS. Of course. So why is that so? We, as human beings, we are not being given the power, at least as of now, to decide or to be able to influence Iru blood type to Momani. So why take that risk? Cheap. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Nigeria or it's life, and it's not cheap, both emotionally and financially.
Thank you, doctor. Let me quickly read people's comments. I just love, I love to engage with what people are saying. People on Facebook, there's someone on Facebook that says, thank you, doctor. She says, thank you, doctor. I think he's, consenting to what you have just said. And then Oluwatoyin Sumola says, genotype. Yes, it's very important to check. Now, Bukilicious Entertainment said, well said. Somebody is saying, please speak English. Your young people will be watching. Okay, ma. Please, doctor, let's stick to speaking more English. I think somebody was talking about the fact that faith or religion has got nothing to do with this. And Yahoo Baba is responding to that person, and she said, God gave us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for a purpose. We shouldn't tempt God. The Fabulous says, there's a place of faith, and then there's a place of medical. So both cannot be ignored. So we're not talking about, I think what she's trying to say is, don't say because of faith, ignore the medical fact, and don't say because of medical fact, ignore faith. Someone also says genotype is very important. Adewumi Adebukola says, likewise, resource factor. Doctor, what's resource factor? I don't think I've ever heard that before. What's resource factor? In fact,
it's like that person was reading my mind. Thank you very much for that comment. Now, resource factor. Let me ask a question, or let me ask Sister Bob, let me ask you a question. You've heard of somebody say, "Oh, my blood group is O positive." Yeah. Abi? You've heard of B positive or A positive. Yeah. Now, there are two information there. One is the O type. That is, your blood group is O. Now, some people, that positive on top or that negative on top, that is what...
network. Sorry, doctor. Can you say that again? We lost you for a second. I think it's network. Can you please say that again? Okay. Can you repeat what you've done? Yeah.
I said, anybody that has a blood group, you'll have heard O positive, B positive, or something like that. Okay, and so there are two pieces of information there. You're everybody on the planet, at least the major ones are O blood group, A blood group, B blood group, and AB blood group. That's by large. Those are there are other subdivisions. Let's not bother about that. Now, that positive or negative that we see, that is called resource factor. What does that mean? Okay, now I'll try to break it down in simple English. Everybody knows what we call red blood cells. Okay, that is what makes your blood red. The surface of each red blood cell is either you have their positive if that factor is present, negative if that resource factor is absent. What is important? Why is it important? It is important if you have a woman who is resource negative. Imagine B, who has now married a man who is A positive. So you can see that there's a discrepancy there. One is negative, one is positive. If the man is negative, it's fine, no problem. But it is the woman. Why? Because the woman is the one carrying the baby. Okay. So if a woman is resource negative, that's why I said it is important to always speak to your family doctor. I will not want to go into details so I don't confuse people too much. If you are so please, it's not only genotype. Your resource blood group is important because of your babies. So if you go to your family doctor, you find out that you are resource negative. A family doctor that is qualified knows exactly what to do.
Thank you so much, doctor.
Just visit your doctors, they know exactly what to do.
Thank you. Somebody was actually mentioning that the resource factor is important, but it doesn't affect the choice of partner.
No, not as much as genotype does. Why do I say so? If a woman is resource, like I was explaining further, if a woman is resource negative, the issue, because the child will inherit different traits from the parents. If the child inherits a blood type that is something positive, either O, A, B, or A, positive.
Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me try.
It's freezing.
If you don't mind, let me try and move to a place. Just hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. You're going to see me walking around.
It's freezing, and we were really enjoying that. Those are very, very vital and important and important. While Doctor is trying to fix his network, for those of us that are just joining this show, we're talking about tonight the medical facts that couples should get to know about each other before saying "I do."
Is it better now?
We can hear and see you. Yes. Hopefully it stays like that. Yeah. So we've spoken about a few things before, those of us that are just joining. So if you want to know what we've been talking about, you can watch this show from the beginning. But at the moment, Doctor is talking about the importance of resource factor as well. Because of time, I'm going to have to move on to the next question. Now, we did mention something earlier about the fertility factor in couples, and we, as you said, you are a Christian, I'm a Christian, we preach bed undefiled. For those of us who may not understand that, what that means is you're not expected to sleep with the person before the day of marriage. So how do I know? Number one, how do I know about this person's sexual drive? How do I know it can match mine? For example, if I'm the type that have a very high sexual urge and my spouse probably is not that kind of person, or vice versa, that's number one. How do I know? Is it possible? It's something that we can check medically. I just wanted a yes or no on that one. Then the next question after that would be, okay, even if, let's forget about how often or how much sex driven one person is, am I able to measure the fertility ability of that person? If there's any word like that, I don't know. Somebody said Yimu. Who is Yimu? Somebody is Yimu for me, because I'm talking about, I am the type that I don't really like sex. What do you mean by that? I'm innocent to me. If you I like Kinyo. Somebody is doing Yimu for me. They said I'm lying. I don't. I'm very innocent in that area. Doctor, over to you, sir. So, how do we know?
Well, I don't know about that. The way you are looking today, if I was your husband, you will not go out. I will lock the door and I will swallow the key.
Me? Okay, sir. I hear you.
Yeah. So back to the question. Well, unfortunately, of measuring an individual's tendency or sex drive, there is no way.
Okay.
Well, let me put it this way. I am not aware of it because I don't know everything. No doctor does. I'm not aware of it. If it is available, it is not commonly available. One, and two, how do you prove its efficacy? How do you prove how accurate a measure it is? I can't follow you to your bedroom every night and keep diary on who does what, who initiates what time. No, there's none.
Okay, so we've established the fact that none that you're aware of way of checking whether somebody's sexual drive will be able to match mine or the other way around. Some people don't believe in waiting till after marriage to and this is not a religious program, but what I believe so much in waiting till after marriage. But some people don't believe, so they will have checked and be like, Ogbeni, you're not matching me, look elsewhere. But unfortunately, there is no medical way, according to what doctor has said, that he is aware of checking the sexual drive of a particular person. Now, let's move on from there. Even if after marriage, you now discover that you will match me, are there things we can do to help the other person improve or match up?
Well, there are things that can. You see, it comes from the heart. If this is someone whom you love and who loves you, and you love each other, your aim would be to please each other. As much as you be understanding. If the man wants it 10 times a day and the woman can only do 5, they need to come to the middle. They need to come to the middle ground. There are, and you see, out of respect for the. Or the group of audience we have, I don't want to go into those, is of actualizing sexual gratification apart from going all the way, so to speak. There are other things one can do. There are other ways to please each other. Whoever wants to know that, I'm more than happy to go into details about that.
Okay, so we will give your details to people to contact you after, because I know some people will want to know here. They're already pulling my leg here. Somebody said, Yawo Baba, is this the day and age? The blame will always be on the woman, especially if there is no child. That's true. Okay, let's move on to the fertility part. Is it possible to, is it something that one can pre-check my ability to produce, or to, I don't know, my fertility ability, if there's any word like that? Is it something that one can pre-check before marriage? When you can go into
in this regard also,
okay, I don't want to miss this question. I don't want to miss this question, doctor. Please, I want to know, is there a way of, one can know prior to being intimate? Because as I said, it's not everybody that waits until marriage to before they start, being intimate. So, is there a way that one can know prior to being intimate how fertile or or not so fertile the other person is?
Okay, thank you for that question. Again, I want to disabuse a commonly held belief that it's fertility that we need to know about. No, the man's fertility is absolutely important as well. In 100%, if you take 100 people who have problem with childbearing, who have been diagnosed with infertility, 40% of those people have the issue or the problem might be from the man. 40% of people, the problem might be from the woman. And 10% it is in the... So what does that? That swing either way equally. It could swing either way equally. So, as there are tests for women in fertility, and what kinds of tests? No woman needs to have a specific test for fertility. When a woman is having a regular monthly cycle, she can predict when she will have her next period, and whether it is within 28 days or 30 days or 35 days, whatever. The issue here is regularity. When a woman's period is regular, the assumption is that she's ovulating regularly. And if she's ovulating regularly, she's fertile. All she needs to know is she needs to know her fertile period. Again, I'm available to go into details about that if you want to. For a man, we all know that all it takes to make a baby is one sperm. Now, we know that when a man reaches orgasm and he ejaculates, there's an amount of semen that you see. If you take 1 milliliter of that semen, do you know how many sperm are inside? Up to 150 million. But it takes only one. But so a man can have tests. If the number of sperm is not enough, how many of them are moving in the right direction? How many of them have the same proper shape? And all those fine details. Those are tests that a man will need to undergo to say, okay, he's fertile, he's able to father a child. So let us disabuse ourselves from, it is all your problem or it's a woman's problem. No.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. And I actually appreciate the fact that you said you'll be available later if there's anyone that wants to carry out further investigation about all these things that we're talking about. Because this program right here is pro-marriage. We want every marriage to be successful. We want everybody to be happy in their marriage. And it really bothers my mind, bothers me a lot when I see people having to struggle just to make sure that happens. So please, I would probably have a couple of people contacting me after now to say, can we speak to that doctor? I don't know. I know you're a very busy man, but we will shall make arrangements and see how we can help. Now, somebody's talking about sexual intercourse with a man regularly for 12 months without conception is infertility. So it's important. It is important to I don't know whether it's till marriage, to wait till marriage. I think what we are trying to say here is about how soon, what that person is trying to say is how soon should you start helping yourself out of infertility. A lot of people will wait until 3, 4, 5, 6 years. The doctor that we brought here previously, I don't mind, I could tag the previous episode that we had about this same conversation. We had a whole episode about fertility and all. And it would be nice if anybody's on this show and you want to watch that particular episode, please ask me. I will send you the link to that particular episode, because where we brought a doctor here as well. In fact, a much more senior doctor to talk about it. I think about this is my 4 or 5 times we brought doctor on this show. So, and now, doctor, I want to also ask a further question about this. These other issues that's that is so common nowadays is called fibroid, and a lot of women are suffering from it. Is it possible to know that before marriage? To know that?
Yes, it is.
Really? Okay.
Yes, it is. And just to quickly address that, again, it stems from keeping what does that mean? Keep an eye on your health. Once a woman begins to have her monthly cycles, she knows she will quickly understand what is normal for her. Okay, it is expected maybe to undergo some discomfort during just a few days before your period, and then that should ease off. It's not expected at times to have, some ladies will say, oh, their periods are heavy. That could be normal for them. They say it has clots. They say it has so much pain. Well, if there are some of these symptoms that you are uncomfortable with, either the duration of the period, the volume of blood loss, the associated symptoms with it, always consult your doctor. The easiest, most effective way of making a diagnosis of whether a woman has a fibroid or not is to see a doctor, and he will most likely request an ultrasound scan. An ultrasound scan looks at the womb, looks at the uterus to see if there's a fibroid in there.
Thank you, doctor.
So you have to be inside the uterus to cause problem. It could be anywhere around it, but that's the best thing to do.
Thank you, doctor. So it means if as a young person, a young woman, you begin to feel that there's something not natural, not normal about your period, maybe it's too heavy, maybe it's too painful and blah blah. If I got you right, the person should just investigate straight away. Don't wait until Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
people are actually, they've already started asking that I should bring a topic on a whole topic of fibroid. Maybe doctor might have to come back at some point to talk about it, because this is something that. And let me ask the last question before you go, because like somebody said, we're probably going to come here and treat that topic as a whole, because that thing is causing a lot of havoc among our people. Is it a black person disease? There's a common belief that it's a black people disease.
Absolutely not.
Hello,
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can a little bit kinini. People, can you hear the doctor, please? Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
Pardon me. Yeah, people said they can hear you. You want to make a bit up? I want to go you, doctor. Kilo shele.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Èmi gbọ́ yín bọ̀, àwọn èèyàn láwọn gbọ́. Àwọn èèyàn láwọn gbọ́.
Okay. Okay, I can see someone said yes.
Okay, can you hear now?
Okay, let's see.
Okay. So it's just a rumor that it's a black person sickness.
It's just a malicious rumor. There is no woman of childbearing age that cannot have a fibroid.
Oh.
Period.
Wow.
The size of the fibroid may be different depending on race, but every woman of childbearing age can have a fibroid.
Okay.
There are even people who have died and they found fibroid in them later on.
Wow.
So let's not.
Okay.
Let's
maybe at some point, doctor, after this show, I'll contact you again to tell us. I know you're a very busy person. Maybe if you can have time to come and talk about that particular topic, because of course I won't lie to you. And me, I've always had the impression that it's a black person's disease. Now that I'm getting to know, so don't let us waste too much time on that, since we are probably likely to come back and talk about that as a topic on its own. Now, before I let you go, because I know time is fast spent, and I know you're a very busy man.
No, take your time. Take your time. I've created time for this today, so take your time, please.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. Now I want to find out from you. You know, a lot of people you'll be saying, check your health, check your health, check your health. People don't know how to go about it. You know, in Nigeria especially, we know the health system is very funny. So I want you to enlighten us. What's the easiest way to get all these things checked? Because let's talk about Nigeria for thank God, you used to be in Nigeria yourself before you moved to the UK, before you now moved to Canada, where you are currently, working. So let's talk about it. How easy is it for people to access these facilities to check? Because one thing is for people to say check, another thing is boom, mo first check, I'm first check, boom, mo first big bag, tani mo mo first kwenu si.
Thank you for that. Now, any country, of the three countries you mentioned, Nigeria, Canada, England, they have doctors in those countries. Yes, maybe not as much as in Nigeria that we want or so. We have doctors and we have. So it's important in any country that cares about the health of its system. The first port of call is the family physician, the family doctor, because he's the one that picks things at the primary level. All right. Now, depending on your age, your race, and your sex, there are age and race appropriate checks to be made, which your family doctor can delineate and is aware of. So again, there are checks that are appropriate for a 20-year-old woman, or a 35-year-old woman, or a 50-year-old man. There are checks that are appropriate for that age, whether it's black or white or whatever race. So again, contact your family doctor and tell them you want to have a periodic health check.
Okay.
They'll look at your age. There are some things that are uniform across board, your weight, your height, your blood pressure, those kind of things. But there are some things that are also age and gender specific. So again, contact your family doctor, your GP, and he or she will know what to do.
But people are worried that when they go, they will say they were looking for head. They will end up coming with stomach and head and everything. So that's why everybody is running away.
Well, again, that is a commonly held Nigerian or African belief.
Yeah.
But you see, a doctor by oath is only bound to report what he sees.
Yeah.
If he doesn't see anything, he will not report anything.
So not going to check.
That's what I hope. That's what I hope the level of practice or standard of care should be. Financial benefit. Okay, let us do a necessary test. That should not come into it. Okay, but that are age specific, gender specific, race specific. Absolutely, see your family doctor. My dad just finished one this year. There are things they will check in my dad that they will not check in me. Just because it's not age specific. So stuff like that.
Thank you so much, doctor. I genuinely have learned a lot on this show. And now we've been talking mostly about people who are about to get married. Remember, that was our focus. And then because they said prevention is definitely better than cure. Now, my last question for tonight would be, what about those that have already made that mistake? They found themselves already together and they are probably married and they are encountering certain issues due to the fact that they didn't have access to this kind of information that we're giving out tonight, or they didn't have the rights, or they just couldn't be bothered, but they're already in the marriage. How can we, what kind of, is there a remedy, or what do I put it? Is there a way, or is there a way we can salvage things? I'm thinking, you know, but koma badje. You understand? Yeah. He said I should bring back.
Thank you very much. That one will have to be on a case-by-case basis. Because like they say, people, it's different people that know where the shoe pinches. So that will have to be on a case-by-case basis. Thank God for the explosion, the incremental knowledge of medical science. Some of the things we thought we could not treat before, now we can treat. Let me give you an example. I know of children that are SS. Their genotype is SS. Do you know that now there's a cure for that? Again, the devil is in the details, so to speak. However, that doesn't mean we should take unnecessary risk. The cure is expensive. It doesn't work all the time. So it doesn't say that we should be careless about our health. So it's on a case-by-case basis. For people who have fibroids and are married and are having challenges with having children, again, you have to have information. If you have information, then treatment options are available. For those who are trying and they don't know what is causing the problems with fertility, there are tests that can be done and we can find out if it's something we can do something about. Doctors are not God. We cannot solve every problem. The only thing is that we will make a sincere effort to try to do so.
Wow, hey, it's been an awesome episode. And like somebody said we glue here. I've heard a lot of people, I've seen a lot of comments, people saying, please, you need to bring doctor back. You know, when it comes to the issue of health and how it affects us and our marriages, people can never have enough. And no knowledge can ever be too much. And obviously, this program is supposed to be a 1 hour show. We've actually exceeded the 1 hour, but it's worth all the single second that we have spent here tonight. A lot of people are appreciating you, and I'm sure people that are still going to watch this show are still going to say thank God for that doctor. And the fact that you even offer that you wouldn't mind to kind of give some advice after this, to me, I mean, that I don't take that for granted at all. Thank you so much. And obviously, people are requesting that we bring you back. I'm hoping that when we call upon you again, you'll be able to answer us. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen,
it's been my pleasure to come back anytime.
Thank you so much, Doctor. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. IGBEYAWO. Is àwọn oníṣègùn àgbà ni wọ́n, kódà ọ̀nà tí nà sí díẹ̀ o, you know. So ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ẹ bá mi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ẹ bá mi dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ nítorí pé and I have a senior doctor here. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you. When you hear a word for her, that's a senior doctor also from the University of Ibadan, Dr. IGBEYAWO. She's also online. She's been on this show before to talk about this. Thank you so much, Doctor, for staying on. She's come to talk about this because by popular demand, people kept on asking that, you know, bring that topic back. We want to learn more. And of course, you've touched some areas that when I brought Dr. IGBEYAWO here, we couldn't reach. So it's been a fantastic time with you. People are appreciating you. They are saying thank you. Somebody's even clapping, saying thank you so much. On Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, people are really appreciating you. Ile atomo. Tẹ̀fisílẹ̀ ilé yá rójú ọ̀nà yá ráyè o ìgbéyàwó tí yín náà ò ní bàjẹ́ lórúkọ Jésù. Somebody said thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us, Doctor. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Ẹyẹ èèyàn ẹ bá mi kí dókítà àgbà yìí pé wọ́n ṣe o ẹ kílé o. God bless you, Doctor. We appreciate you. Hope to see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that was an absolutely awesome episode. It's been a fantastic evening, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate everybody. Thank you for those that make this episode so interesting. Those that pass comment, those that ask questions, those that share the show. Remember that we put a lot of effort into this to be able to do this, and all these doctors that I've ever brought on this show, even guests, they are always very busy. But once bless life, they take time out of their no time to come and honor us. So the best thing we can do is also to make sure that other people enjoy and share from this. So please, if you have not shared this show, please remember that you can share this show. And if anybody wants to know more about, more details about all this, there are about 3 episodes that Dr. IGBEYAWO has done. And then I remember I had Dr. Amore as well on this show to come and talk to us as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to really appreciate you for being there at all times, week in, week out. Pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Jewels and Laces, ẹ ṣeun iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná, ọwọ́ yín á máa ròkè o. Iléeṣẹ́ Royal Vogues, ẹ ṣeun iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná. Thank you so much. Celebration International Magazine, we appreciate you. Also, we appreciate the amazing Lizelle Fabrics, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Also, we want to appreciate our lovely Celebration International Magazine, and of course, First Rate Global. God bless you. We really appreciate you. Ní báyìí àtúntò tí ń lọ. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ lọ́sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé lílọ ni mo tún ti ń lọ yìí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. èmi Olúwabùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rù mo ń sọ fún wa lẹ́nu wípé èmi ò ní bá wọn là lọ dé, ogun ó dé ó lọ kò dé kò ní bá mi. Wọ́n tún wá ń gbà ní àdúrà ní èní wípé ní agbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ogun ó dé kò bá wọn, kò wá ní jẹ́ tiyín lórúkọ Jésù. Gbogbo wàhálà àti ìdààmú tó máa wà nínú òpin ọdún kò ní jẹ́ tiwa, kò ní jẹ́ tọmọ, kò ní jẹ́ tọkọ. Lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ nígbà tí ìbá tún dé, ayọ̀, ìdùnnú, àlàáfíà tí mo fi yín sí, òun náà ni màá padà wá bá yín. Wọ́n fàsìkò sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o, mo ní láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forígun, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o, mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kó ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa, láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé, láyọ̀ láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Thank you so much everybody. See you next week by the grace of God. Thank you my people. Delicious. Sikiru. Super Labi. Olùtọ́ yìí Simola is trophy of grace. Ìyàwó bàbá MC19. Teniola Alága Yiki. Kemosi. Chorus James and Laces. So let's stop. Omi Diwa Loluko. Come on. Give them. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ni lọ́gbọ́n. Let's talk traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time, every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún ni lóye. Let's talk traditional weddings. Thank you so much everybody. See you next week by the special grace of God. God bless you.